in the middle.
Kanye West.
An unexpected guest in New York's Southern District Court today.
Kanye, why'd you show up today? Thinking about testifying?
Rap artist Ye, formerly known as Kanye West.
Kanye, who are you in support of?
Arriving mid-morning to Sean Combs' trial. The 48-year-old embracing Combs' son, Christian, before they walked into the courthouse together.
As if the trial of Sean Combs needed more spectacle, comes Ye. It caused a bit of a scene, but once inside, the rules of decorum prevailed.
Ye has shown his support for the family since Sean Combs' arrest, who stands accused of sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution, all charges he denies.
Normally, fans, friends line up around the courthouse. We've not seen that for Sean Combs. Why is that?
I really can't answer why they're not doing it.
Charlucci Finney says he's been friends with Combs for 35 years, claiming to be at court every day, rain or shine, often wearing a free puff hoodie. My colleague Byron Pitt spoke to Finney back in May as the trial started.
You're a friend of Sean Combs and proud of it.
1,000%. You've
been seen in court several days wearing, as you are now, free puff attire. Why is it important for you to do that?
Stand in solidarity with my brother, and I want the people that that's scared, pretty much, or don't want to come out to support that it's okay.
The music producer even meeting up with Ye today in court. But whether Ye's appearance was welcomed by the defendant's legal team is another question.
We had overheard one of the defense attorneys telling a court officer to only let people in who are on the list. And Kanye West was ushered to an overflow room. He didn't stay very long. He was in and out of the courthouse in all of about 20 minutes. Kanye West is a controversial figure. And if that's the kind of person that's going to be showing up to support you, maybe the defense doesn't really want that.
Around the time Ye left, a key witness taking the stand. Diddy's former personal assistant, Jonathan Perez, testifying that contrary to her testimony the day before, Jane, one of Combs' ex-girlfriends, seemed to want to participate in what she described as hotel nights, sexual encounters involving escorts. When asked by Combs' defense, did it always appear to you that she was willing? Perez answered yes. He also testified that he saw a video of Jane having sex with another man and notified Combs and his chief of staff.
To have one of Sean Combs' assistants who testified he had a relationship with Jane during his time working for Combs, would do errands for her and getting her lingerie and high heels, to have him say that he didn't think Jane was unwilling to do any of this stuff, the defense hopes convinces the jury to see things their way.
In addition, Perez testified that he would often procure drugs for Combs. When asked by the defense if errands like procuring drugs or making hotel arrangements were part of his job description, Perez testified no. Combs' attorney asking, "You just did it because you're a nice person?" Yes, Perez answered.
This is key to the way the case is charged. Sean Combs is accused of conspiring with people that he employed as part of a criminal enterprise, enlisting his employees to help him, prosecutors allege, carry out criminal acts. So for his assistant to say he didn't think it was work-related to procure drugs for Sean Combs or to set up hotel rooms for his sexual nights, that may help the defense tamp down the accusation that Combs was running a criminal enterprise. Jonathan Perez, on redirect examination, made clear to prosecutors that he was a salaried employee and that his supervisor told him to set up hotel nights, and he testified when asked that he had never set one up of his own volition while on vacation.
Perez was granted immunity by the prosecution for his testimony.
Giving him immunity allows him, in theory, to speak truthfully.
Yesterday, headline-grabbing testimony from Jane.
The jury heard testimony about a trip to Las Vegas that Jane, Sean Combs' ex-girlfriend, said she took during a break in her relationship with Sean Combs. On that trip, she flew aboard the private plane of a famous rapper, and she said she saw a male escort that she had slept with having sex with the famous rapper's girlfriend. The judge never allowed the defense to bring up who the rapper was. The defense sought to show that Jane was of this lifestyle.
Today, court closing as it started in dramatic fashion after the judge said he was leaning towards dismissing a juror.
The judge said he dismissed juror number 6, a 41-year-old man who said he lived in the Bronx, because he was inconsistent when answering the basic question, where do you live? He said during jury selection he lived in the Bronx. Then he mentioned he had moved to New Jersey. And when questioned about it, he gave competing answers. And the judge said that raised questions about his candor. But then 3 different defense attorneys stood up and objected. And the judge promised to think about it over the weekend.
In addition to the charges Combs is fighting in federal court, he's also facing dozens of civil lawsuits. The most recent one filed just yesterday by an ex-girlfriend, Chelsea Lovelace. Combs' legal team telling ABC News Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process. Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. If Combs is convicted of all federal criminal charges, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars.